Push-ups, one of the best exercises for your chest, for your arms, for your upper body, obviously, but it's a great exercise for your chest primarily, and you can do this anywhere, you don't need equipment. I'm going to use a weighted vest, and this is a progression to the exercise. You don't need to do it with a weighted vest. It doesn't matter. It's just something a bit more advanced so you can add some more load or some more weight to the exercise to create a bigger challenge. Now, I like using these handles. They're about $5. The reason why I like doing them is because I do a lot of push-ups, and what happens when we're doing push-ups is that obviously you need this type of flexibility, which I don't even have right now, to be able to do them properly. Now you may say, well, when I go on the ground, Amer, I can do this. You know, I can bring my fingers back. And that might be correct, but just because you could do something, it doesn't mean it's good for you. And the reason why we can go into this position here on the ground and be able to do this now is because now you have the load of your body pushing you into that position. So you're actually pushing yourself into a range of motion you may not necessarily have. So we don't want to do that. We want to go into what our active range of motion is. Now what our active range of motion, it's something that we can contract ourselves through. It's a range of motion that we own, so to speak. Our passive range of motion is something we can get into when there is something external helping us get into that range of motion. So if you're doing a squat, the weight of the bar may push you down into a range of motion that you can't even get into without the bar. Much like the push-up, I can get into this range of motion because the weight of my body pushes me into it and gives me what I think is the flexibility in the wrist, but it's actually forcing me into a position that I'm vulnerable, that I'm compromised, and that I'm probably going to get injured in. So I suggest using these. It puts your wrist in a neutral position, a better position, and you can actually angle yourself a bit more, which is what I like when I'm doing the press. I like angling it, and that way I can get a better feel in terms of adducting the arms, because one of the responsibility of the push-up is to adduct, to bring the arm across the body, so I can feel like I'm doing a better job of that. Now, what I want to focus on when I'm doing the push-up is keeping my shoulder blades pinned back. That way it becomes more of a chest exercise. I probably won't get nearly as many reps doing that, but I'm going to get better contractions for my pec as a result of doing it. And that's what the goal is here. It's to resistance train, it's to get better contractions, it's not to do a lot. This is not CrossFit, this is not powerlifting. So I'm not trying to do a lot of weight, I'm not trying to do a lot of reps, I'm trying to exhaust and create muscle damage within whatever muscle that I'm targeting. So I'm gonna set up here, I'm gonna pin my shoulder blades back, and I'm gonna go down, and then I'm gonna push myself up and push my arms in toward my body. So it's something you can't see, but I'm creating an intent where I'm pushing my arms into my body even though my hands are in a fixed position. So as I go down, I come up and I push my arms into my body. So I push my arms into my pec, almost like I'm smashing my bicep into my pec as hard as I possibly can. So that I can get the most contraction out of the exercise that I'm doing. And that is your push-up, and it can be used with a weighted vest. I really suggest getting to that point where you're so proficient at the push-up that you need to add more load on top of it. I prefer a weighted vest over putting plates on my back because obviously they move, so it's a bit of degree of safety, but also because where the weight distribution is very important. I don't want weight distributed on my lower back when I'm trying to focus on my pec. So there you have it.